So we got Fredo Bang, YB, and we got Maine Musik. If you ever hit that notification bell or that like button, make sure that you do if you enjoy the content. So if you haven't been paying attention, ever since Maine Musik ended up coming home, he was, cool with Tech, and he was about to do something like a song and project with all three of them, Fredo Bang, Tech, and Maine Musik. And all of a sudden, it ended up falling off. Fredo Bang said he tried to, talk to him after he said he's gonna do his verse and everything, but he just was quiet. He wouldn't answer his phone or anything like that. And a lot of people were speculating at the time is because YB ended up giving Maine Musik money. He was talking to him while he was in jail and everything. So that's what they was thinking it was actually happening. Fredo Bang and Tech ended up going on Instagram Live. They ended up talking about it. And they just said like, we want to do a whole BR tape and everything. Everybody's, pretty much cool. But we all know, what's happening behind the scenes is not, really cool or anything like that. So after that, Tech tried to hold on, tried to talk to Maine Musik, and Maine Musik wasn't having it. So now they pretty much beefing. And now it seemed like a lot of this stuff is getting out of hand. It's going from jokes and speaking about each other, and now it's talking about stuff that happened in the past, things, secrets and stuff that's been going around, and that's what it's pretty much been going. So it seemed like it's gonna be a lot of street stuff involved if this actually keep going. But Fredo Bang and Tech theory was that he came home, YB ended up messing with him. He got money, and he just was quiet because he wanted to be on YB's side. He didn't really want to do too much. I think he tried to, play the middle, but then it got to the point where they were trying to call his phone and do music with him, and then it seemed like he actually picked a side with YB. Now that we see this new video that ended up coming out, everybody's pretty much talking about it. You see in the music video, Maine Musik end up having a YB or NBA chain, so that was kind of crazy. So that seemed like he just was on YB's side the whole time, and he didn't really know how to play it because he was cool with Tech. He was probably talking to Tech in jail, and that's how it pretty much ended. So Fredo Bang doing the interview, and they ended up talking about Maine Musik and YB actually giving him the money. They was just asking about it, and he seemed interested. He didn't really want to talk about Maine Musik at the time. And then they also end up bringing up is he supposed to be on his tour? He should be on his tour or something like that. Fredo Bang said he got to do some things to actually get on tour. So he was just fed up. He didn't really want to talk about Maine Musik, and he pretty much over him, and he didn't really care that YB gave him music. He felt like he should have just been on their side because he was already cool with them, and the only reason he with YB is to either get a deal or some money out of it.
No, he just don't want to make another mad.
Yeah, I don't like that, dog. Like,
from what I heard, they said YoungBoy jokes them though. So like,
yeah, they say YoungBoy. They say YoungBoy gave him a lot of money while he was in jail, and that's why they.
So then
he don't want to hurt his feelings.
Man, don't give a fuck about that. Cause he showed he ain't on the tour. Huh? He ain't on the tour. I don't know if he ride a little more dick, he might get on there. I'm saying he did all this and he not on the tour. He might ride a little more dick.
And to be honest, I do think Maine Musik was in a tough spot when YB he was talking to YB in jail. YB gave him money. He probably promised him like a deal if he go crazy or anything like that. And that's a tough spot. And you already cool with Tech, and they kind of fell out. So it was just a tough spot for him to actually be in. But as a man, he should just stood up and say that's what it actually was, instead of not picking up calls and promising other things. But y'all let me know in the comment section how you feel about Maine Musik having an NBA chain. Do you think he signed, or you think YB just gave him a change just cause? And what you think about what Fredo Bang said about Maine Musik? Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.